call the meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everybody to the school board meeting this evening. Remind everyone we are live streaming the event, so welcome those who also have joined us via the web. So we'll start tonight's agenda by taking a motion for consent agenda items.
Motion.
A motion from Earl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next, we'll move down to see if anyone is present who would like to speak on to any items that are on the agenda or any other topics. Hearing none, we'll go to new business. Nikki, I think we have some Neola policy first readings.
We do. It's a batch of Neola policy. They're all first reading. If you have any questions, if you'll reach out to me and we'll bring them back next time.
Okay, that is first readings on those policies, so we'll vote on those the next time. Under programs, we have teacher evaluation tool.
Yes, this is just for an inform. I will be bringing you the evaluation tool at the next meeting. There will be some minor changes for the year, and new legislation will allow for us to take a look at it this year and make any other necessary changes through our evaluation committee.
Any questions for Carrie? That item is an inform. Okay, then we'll go down to school improvement plans.
And also inform item, I will be sharing school improvement plans with you. We have been working on these through the buildings since spring. We shared district data and our strategic plans with principals. The day after school, we also brought in all school improvement teams from the district to share all of our strategic plans. That afternoon, then they worked with each other's in their building, and then they spent the summer working on their school improvement plans. So we will be sharing those with you.
Look forward to the work that's being done there. Any other comments or questions for Carrie on that? Again, that is an inform item. So down under professional staff, we have some recommendations.
Yes, please. I have recommendations asking for approval for Justin Baldwin to be hired as a Jennings County High School assistant wrestling coach, and this will actually be a third of a stipend. Also, that Aaron Brooks is hired as our Jennings County High School choir teacher. Levi Byrne is hired as a Brush Creek Elementary sped teacher. Cole Chandler to be hired as a Jennings County Middle School head wrestling coach. Victoria Dixon to be hired as the St. Creek Elementary sped teacher. Kendall Euler to be hired as a St. Creek Elementary teacher. And then also that Kendall would be hired as a Jennings County High School assistant softball coach. Jill Stoner to be hired as a Jennings County High School head girls track and field coach, and Charlie Wolf to be hired as a Jennings County Middle School assistant wrestling coach.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept those recommendations?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Cheryl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. I believe we have some introductions.
Yes, we're happy to have Aaron Brooks here with us tonight. So Aaron, if you would come up, the tradition is that the board and those involved would love to be able to say hello to you. So if you'll start on this side with Mr. Evan and introduce yourself, and he can introduce himself.
Walk or anything?
Welcome.
Touch of Class alumni.
Oh, great. Congratulations. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Congratulations. Glad to have you.
That's the hardest part.
Well, we do appreciate you being here. I know that this board has talked a lot about our choir and music programs, and I, for one, am excited that you're joining our team, and there's going to be a little bit of switching. So very excited for all of that movement and for our students especially. So thank you. So next we have extra contractual days for 23-24.
Yes, asking for approval that Bradley Briggs be approved for 30 days, Madeline Cardinal for 13 days, Nicole Cardinal for 15 days, Jeffrey Green for 20 days, Jamie Kelly for 13 days, Sabrina Nicholson for 17 days, Anna Poor for 8 days, Karen Snyder 12 days, Ashley Sedam 15 days, and Molly Vaughn 6 days, please.
Okay. And it looks like this is no change from last year, so we'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Pat, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl, any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next, we'll go down under support staff recommendations.
Yes, please. I'm asking for approval for the recommendations to hire Samantha Adams as a Northern Elementary special ed parapro, Elizabeth Brooks at Sand Creek Elementary as a parapro, Carly Gasper at Sand Creek Elementary as a parapro, Leanne Kelly as a Jennings County Schools bus aide, full-time, Charissa Lester as a Northern Elementary sped parapro, Peyton Moore as a Jennings County High School assistant swim coach, Victoria Setzer as a Jennings County High School student office worker, Brendan Sutton as a Jennings County High School assistant wrestling coach, and this is another one of the third stipends, along with his brother Brent Sutton as a Jennings County High School assistant wrestling coach with third stipend, Aaron Tomlinson, Northern Elementary sped parapro, Heather Von Dilligan as a Jennings County Middle School sped parapro, and Mackenzie Wilson as a Northern Elementary parapro.
Do I have a motion to accept those recommendations as read?
So moved.
Motion by Travis, do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn, any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0.
Thank you.
Next, under students. Nikki?
Wendy giving an update on our enrollment for this year. We've had a great start to the year, a lot of smiling, happy faces. A lot of staff put many hours in preparing the buildings to be ready to start school. Our total enrollment as of today is 3,788 students. Typically, we see that number continue to grow for the next couple weeks with enrollment. Last year at this time, at the beginning of the year, we had a loss of enrollment from the previous year of 99 students. We have had a loss as well this year, but we are starting to see that trend lessen. 79 students less than the year before for back to school. Last year when we studied those numbers, we did exit interviews. We found that the majority of those were families that had moved out of the county. Some to other school districts, but majority had moved out of county. We will do that same study again this year by conducting exit interviews with anyone who's not a student, and we will follow up with that data. So, good start to the year.
Thank you. Moving down under finances, we have some donations.
Have to get my best Philip voice here. So, yes, we have some donations. Fidelity Charitable $500 for Hayden Elementary lunches for students in need. NVIC grant $150 each to Hayden Elementary 4th grade for a literacy-inspired golf course and 4th grade STEM bins. And Coffee Creek Christian Church $250 to Graham Creek Elementary for families in need. Asking for approval.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Earl, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat, any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next, we have a resolution.
Next is a resolution to allow the treasurer or deputy treasurer to make transfers of appropriations within the Education, Debt Service, and Operation Fund between now and the next board meeting. Asking for approval.
So moved.
Have a motion by Travis, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl, any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next, we'll go down to the 2024 budget presentation, first reading.
Yes, so this is our first presentation of the budget. There'll be another one at the next meeting, and then we have some other timelines to meet. This is the same style of presentation that you've seen in previous years. And I'll just say next as we get to every slide, if that works. Okay, so let's go ahead with next. First up is our adoption calendar for this budget year. This is the first presentation. Next time will be second presentation and requesting permission to advertise, and then we'll follow through the process. There is no longer a need to advertise in the local paper, but we do advertise on the Gateway site and on the school website. Next. For the 24 Indiana school budgets, we have one fund that's supported by state sales and income tax. that you can see the basic grant amount there of 31 million. In addition to that, that supports the education fund. Our ADM is down slightly, but with the increase of the base amount for student tuition, that comes up a little bit as well, so that evens out. Two funds are supported by the local property tax of about 12.6 million. That supports our operation and debt service funds, and then additional funds that we have are supported by multiple different grant sources. Next. This year we will have 4 advertised fund, rainy day for $500,000, education fund at 36 million, operations fund at 16 million, and debt service at $3,718,841. That's a grand total of $56,218,841. It will, after, you remember we advertise high, actual comes in lower, it will actually be more like 51 million. Next. Education fund is used for instructional expenses. The samples of that, majority is teacher salaries and benefits, but also instructional support staff salaries and benefits, the regular and special instruction programs, classroom supplies, area vocational school tuition, travel and other curriculum development, health services, library costs, and athletic department and coaches. Next. The operation fund is the overhead expenses. Examples are board and executive services, business and personnel services, property and casualty insurance, utilities and facilities maintenance, fixed and mobile equipment, area vocational school administration cost, transportation services, and licensed vehicles, including school buses. Next. The next fund is our debt service fund budget. Those are our lease holding payments as of mortgage payments, common school fund loans, general obligation bond payments, and interest on temporary loans. Jennings County Schools debt is currently 12 different bond issues and 5 common school loans. Next. This is our cash balance history over the last 5 years. You can see that the lighting upgrade that we did with ESSER pulled some from rainy day in 2022. You see a bit of that difference. Next. This is my favorite one. I like color graphs, and I asked Phil if we could print it in color. Cash balance history, you can easily kind of track across. Rainy day is that little amount less than you can see in 2022. That did come from where we were finishing that lighting project. Operations fund was less because we weren't transferring enough from ed to ops. We have since corrected that and done that appropriation, so that will change. Next. Rainy day fund is utilized to help with things that come up in education or operations, but cannot be used for salary or fringe benefits. And that shows what our current balance of 630 was $2,775,062. Next. Our current debt service budget, $3,718,841, and that is the debts that I enumerated a little bit. This year, it will go up about $60,000. That's old bonds being paid off and some new ones coming on. Next. Our proposed budgets, advertised for 2024 would be $36 million. We're estimating the actual to be $33,480,000. We advertise high, and then that number comes down once the budget order arrives. Next. Operations fund will be advertised at $16 million. The actual will be more like $13.3 million. Again, it's advertised high to make sure we can capture all those funds, then reduce when we get the actual budget order. Next. So how does our county AV affect our budget? As the AV goes up, that can affect what that operations tax rate is. For this year, we're at 0.8664. That's the example. 2023 AV is listed there. I'm going to read this big number. This is fun. $1,039,229,373, which brought our operations levy to just over slightly $9 million. If AV drops, that also can bring down what that amount into operations is for us. That's an example. AV did not drop for us this year. Next. You can actually see on this slide what it went up in 2023. That was a 14.87% increase. And then we are estimating that it will also go up in 2024. How we arrive at that number is a 5-year average of the amount it increased. So based on that 5-year average, that's what it's estimated to go up this year. Next. So again, we advertise high and an actual come in lower. In 2023, we advertised a total of 2.0 and then the actual came in at 1.18. Next. Same thing in 2024. We will advertise higher than what the actual comes in, but that is a slightly lower rate than what we advertised last year. So you can see debt service fund, operations fund, and then the estimated actual amounts. Next. 2024 capped levies. We do not face that for debt service fund. It does not apply to education fund, but it is something for operations. We have not hit that cap. Next. The 2024 advertisement then in summary would be $500,000 for rainy day, debt service 3.7 million, operations 16 million, and education 36 million for a total of $56,218,841. Next. This is just a reminder. Philip wanted to make sure everybody remembered that when assessed values rise, that they eventually sometimes come down. And so we wanted to make sure to share that in history that has happened. Assessed values can decline after a recession as property values and new construction reduces. Property values increased in 2023, and that's a delay of when you see that in taxes in 2025. The maximum levy growth quotient decreased to 4%. It was 5% before that. And if the levy rises more than the assessed value, then tax rates would rise. And you're vulnerable to a tax cap. That tax cap is at $2, but Jennings County Schools is currently at a rate of 1.1819. Next. And then these are the things that we follow along when preparing a budget: protecting the school tax rate, advertising a high rate, advertising a low AV, and adopting the operations fund at its maximum rate. Any questions? So Philip will be here for the second reading next time.
Okay, so just a reminder, this was a first reading for the budget presentation. Second reading will take place on August the 24th, where we will also request permission to advertise. So next item on the agenda is a name change.
Just asking for approval to update the superintendent's name in the Indiana Public Retirement System to my name. So asking for approval for that.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Pat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next we have other. Are we down to another?
I do have an other. Based on class sizes, we would like for permission to post 3 additional ESSER support paraprofessional positions to offer support for students and teachers where needed.
So moved.
I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Earl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0.
And then one more, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to our teachers, our staff, our local law enforcement, and the parents for a terrific start to school. It really was a wonderful start, a lot of smiling, happy faces. Even with construction traffic, people showed patience and were really great to work with. So we appreciated it.
Absolutely. Hearing no other items, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Pat. All those in favor? I was going to ask for discussion. 6-0.